Om Vishwadaya Krishna Samhita. Namo Om Vishwadaya Krishna Bhutesham Vedanta Samhita. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Charini Vishweshwari Shakati Vishnu. So Hare Krishna Yariboti. So today we go through Brahma Samhita. We have learned up to verse 30. So today we'll look at verse 39. So we'll 10 by 10 we'll read one verse, each one of us, and then we'll study verse 39. So who'd like to start? Would you like to start, Prabhu?
Yeah, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Nadiradir Govinda Sarvakarna Karanam. Translation is Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is a supreme Godhead. He has an eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin. And he is the prime cause of all causes.
Hear me?
We can hear you now, yes.
Okay. Sitaram Prabhu, would you like to do text 29?
Chintamani prakara sadama shukalpa vriksha lakshavrite susurabhir abhipalayantam Lakshmi sahasrasata sambrahma sevyamanam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Hare Krishna.
Translation, Prabhu?
Translation. I wonder Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cows, yielding all desire in abodes built with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis or Gopis. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, Haribol.
Ishwar, would you like to do the text 30?
Yes, Mataji. Venum Kwanantamaravinda Dalayataksam Bharavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with head decked with peacock's feather, with the figure of beauty tinged with the hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness charming millions of cupids.
Chitra will read the next verse. Alola Chandra Kalasad Ratnam Gadam Pranayake Kala Vilasam Shyamam Tribhangalalitam Niyata Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govind, the primeval Lord, round whose neck is swinging a garland of flowers, beautified with the moon laket, whose two hands are adorned with the flute and jewel ornaments, who always revels in pastimes of love, whose graceful threefold bending form of Shyam Sundar is eternally manifest. Sunil Prabhu, would you like to do text 32?
Haribol. Yes. Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti pasyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti ananda chinmaya sat ujjvala vigraya hasya govindam adi purusham tam aham bhajami.
Translation.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose transcendental form is full of bliss, truth, substantially, and is thus full of the most dazzling splendor. Each of the limbs of that transcendental figure possesses in himself the full-fledged functions of all the organs, and eternally sees, maintains, and manifests the infinitive universe, both spiritual and mundane.
Thank you. Text 33. Advaitamachyutamanadimanantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayauvanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabham Adhurlabhamatma Bhakto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Translation. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is inaccessible to the Vedas, but obtainable by pure unalloyed devotion of the soul, who is without a second, who is not subject to decay, is without a beginning, whose form is endless, who is the beginning and the eternal Purush. Yet he is a person possessing the beauty of blooming youth. Nabi Prabhu, would you like to do
Yep.
text 34?
Vantastukoti sata sat Svantastukoti satavatsara sampagamyo vayorathapi manaso munipungavanam so api asti yat papadi sinme chinta tattve govindamadi purusham namaham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord. Only the tip of the toe of whose lotus feet is approached by the yogis who aspire after the transcendental and betake themselves to pranayam by drilling the respiration, or by the jnanis who try to find out the non-differentiated Brahman by the process of elimination of the mundane extending over thousands of millions of years.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Maybe my internet is not so stable.
It's okay.
Location, would you like? Okay. Location, would you like to do text 35?
Yes, Mataji. Eko piya sora chayitum jagadanda kotim yachaktirasti jagaranda jaya yad antaha andantarasta paramanu jayantarastham govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. He is an undifferentiated entity, as there is no distinction between potency and the possessor thereof. In his work of creation of millions of worlds, his potency remains inseparable. All the universes exist in him, and he is present in his fullness in every one of the atoms that are scattered throughout the universe and at the same time. Such is the primeval Lord whom I adore.
Thank you. Sitaram Prabhu, would you like to do the next one?
Yat bhava bhavitadiyo manujastateva. Yat bhava bhavitadiyo manujatateva. Samprapya rupamahimansana yana vibhushu. Suktaryam eva nikama pratita stuvanti. Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Translation, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
I adore the same Govinda, the primeval Lord, in whose praise men who are imbued with devotion sing the mantra Samhita, told by the Veda, by gaining the appropriate beauty, greatness, thrones, convenience, and ornaments, purport. In discussing
Okay,
rasa,
Prabhu. Okay.
okay, Haribol.
Yeah, we stop the translation. Sunil Prabhu, would you like to do text 37?
Haribol. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhu.
आनंद चिन्मय रस प्रति
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
भविताभीष्टाभिर्य एव नीय रूपतय कलाभि गोलोक एव निवसति अखिलात्मभूतो गोविन्दम् आदिपुरुषं तम् अहं भजामि.
Translation.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, residing in his own realm, Golok, with Radha resembling his own spiritual figure, the embodiment of the aesthetic potency possessed by the 64 artistic activities, in the company of her confidentes, Sakhis, embodiments of the extensions of her bodily form, permeated and vitalized by his ever blissful spiritual rasa.
Thank you, Prabhu. Lokeshwar, would you like to do text 38?
Yes, Mataji. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaiva Hidayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundara Machinta Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is Shamasundara. Krishna himself with inconceivable, innumerable attributes, whom the pure devotees see in their hearts with the eyes of devotion, tinged with the salve of love.
Thank you. So we study text 39 today. Ramadi Shukala Niyamena Tishtan Nanavatayam Akarud Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Paramah Pumanyo Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Just read each words first.
Yeah.
Ramadi, Ramadi, Murtishu, Murtishu, Kala, Kala, Niyamena, Niyamena, Tishthan, Tishthan, Nanavataram, Nanavataram, Akarod, Akarod, Bhuvaneshu, Bhuvaneshu, Kintu, Kintu, Krishna, Krishna, Swayam, Swayam, Samabhavat, Samabhavat, Paramah, Paramah, Puman, Puman, Yu. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhaja. Yes, Nabi Prabhu.
Yeah. Ramadimurtishu kala niyamena tistam nanavataram akarod bhuvaneshu kintu Krishna swayam samabhavat paramabhumanyo Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami.
Ram Prabhu.
Ramadimurti Sukalaniyamena Tistaham Nannavataram akarod bhuvanesu kintu Krishna swayam samabhavat paramapumamyo Govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Lokeshwar?
Ramadimurtishu kalaniyavenatishtan nanavataramakarodbhuvaneshu kintu Krishna swayam samabhavat paramapumanyo govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami.
Sunil Prabhu?
Ramadi Murtishu Kala Niyamena Tishtam Nana Vataram Akarod Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Parama Pumanayo Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami.
Thank you. So, synonyms. Ram Adi, the incarnation of Lord Ram. Murtishu, in different forms. Kala Niyamena, by the order of plenary portions. Tishtan, existing. Nana, various. Avataram, incarnations. Akarot, executed. Bhuvaneshu, within the worlds. Kintu, but. Krishna, Lord Krishna, Swayam, personally. Samabhavat, appeared. Parama, the supreme. Puman, person. Ya, who. Govinda, Govinda. Adi Purusham, the original person. Tam, him. Aham, I. Bhajami, worship. Translation. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna and the different avatars in the world in the forms of Ram, Narasingha, Vaman, etc. as his subjective portions. Purport. His subjective portions as the avatars, that is Ram, etc., appear from Vaikuntha, and his own form Krishna manifests himself Vraj in this world from Goloka. The underlying sense is that Krishna Chaitanya, identical with Krishna himself, also brings about by his appearance the direct manifestation of Godhead himself. So short purport today. Any comment? You're muted, Prabhu.
Yeah, compared to the previous purport, it's so short. I'm surprised. But
Yeah.
it's amazing how Lord Brahma is bringing in Ram, Nrsimha, Vaman, etc. into prayers to Lord Govinda. Very beautiful prayer, very beautiful mantra, actually. Very nice verse. This is so good.
Yeah.
And it just underlines the fact that Govinda is the source of everyone, including Ram, Nrsimha, Vaman, etc. So, anything you wanted to share, Karuna?
Yeah, one thing maybe I have heard before, but didn't strike anything in my Kali Yugi Buddhi, that Ram appear from Vaikuntha and Krishna comes from Goloka.
Mm,
Oh, so
right,
this is
right.
this is really an arrow striking in my head.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because we see that Gokul chart, and there's Golok Vrindavan, then below it is Ayodhya, and then below that is Vaikuntha.
yeah,
I think,
yeah.
I think they've combined Vaikuntha and Ayodhya because the difference isn't so great, because it's a mood of, awe and reverence, worship. So that's probably why.
So is it that when Lord Ram, Nrsimha, Vaman appear, um, who really appear from Vaikuntha? It's Lord Vishnu or
I I think Ram is a little different according to that Gokul chart, because he descends from Vaikuntha, from Ayodhya. Although there's a slight difference between Ayodhya and Vaikuntha, it's not a big difference, but there is a somewhat slight difference. Because, for example, the mood of Sugriv wouldn't be found necessarily on Vaikuntha, because that is a little bit of a friendship, quite close with Ram, whereas Lord with Vishnu, that friendship is not there. It's more master-servant relationship. So Lashingadev, for example, it'll be a master-servant relationship. Varaha, same. So they come from the Vaikuntha planets. So Vishnu or Narayan, Lakshmi Narayan, they would come from the Vaikuntha planets, where the mood of servant and disciple is much more prominent, much more prominent. Does that make sense?
Yeah, now I understand why it is Vaikuntha and Goloka. Krishna comes with all the gopis and everyone from Goloka.
Yeah,
So there are different rasas in
yeah, different ras.
Goloka and yeah.
Yeah, different rasas.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, Prabhu.
thank you, Hare Krishna. Okay, so Samhita ki jai.
Yay.